All right, man, peace. So now I told many of you brothers who listen to my basketball videos that in the aftermath of LeBron James signing with the LA Lakers, that the reason why he was so calm for this first season is that it was going to help everyone involved. It will give Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka a year to get their act together, to get their game plan together. It would also give him a year to get acclimated in his new Hollywood witch coven environment. Make sure that many of the television shows and movies that he wanted to have greenlit would get greenlit. In addition to that, it would also provide his sports agency, Clutch Sports, the opportunity to survey the landscape and see who may be a suitable partner for him over the next 3 seasons after this one. Of course, we know that Kawhi Leonard is somebody whose name is on the list. Kevin Durant is someone whose name is on the list. And now, of course, Anthony Davis's name has entered onto the list. His name may be at the top of the list. Because to be quite frank with you, I think that of all the other top NBA players, Anthony Davis has the most to gain by teaming up with LeBron James. When we look at everyone across the NBA, of all the players who are considered fighting for those top 5 slots in the NBA hierarchy, you have the James Hardens, you have the Steph Currys, you have the Kawhi Leonards, you have the Kevin Durants, you have the Anthony Davises. Those are the names on the list after LeBron. Which one of those players would actually want to play with LeBron? The one with the best chance would be Anthony Davis. And of course, LeBron has gotten his main top agent on Clutch Sports, Rich Paul, to attain Anthony Davis as one of their clients, which has been a major chess move for LeBron James. And as I've stated, the NBA is going to make sure that over the next 4 seasons, really not even counting this one, the next 3 seasons after this one, they're going to try to put LeBron in the best position to possibly win a championship. So who knows? Did Adam Silver contact Anthony Davis and let him know, if you switch agencies, we're going to look out for you down the line? Because it just seems very strange that Anthony Davis would all of a sudden decide to do this with 3 years left on his contract. Is Anthony Davis going to try to force a trade? Forcing a trade has become like the new free agency in the NBA, it seems like. Top level star players with 2, 3, 4 years left on their deal, they become disgruntled and they decide that they're going to go to the front office or maybe start to complain on the internet, on social media, or maybe plant stories with their favorite beat reporter that they're unhappy, that they want to be traded, and they give their list of teams that they want to go to. Why can they do that now? Because not only are they making a whole bunch of money from the team, but they're making millions from endorsements. So they can force a trade. They have a lot of power now. And has Anthony Davis been told that somewhere down the line this season, if he's unhappy in New Orleans, to request a trade to the LA Lakers? Has he been told that by someone? It just seems very strange that a player with 3 years left in a multi-million-dollar deal would switch agencies like this. So anyway, they're going to talk about it, and I'm going to chime in.
Now, Paul from Inglewood, George, radio show here in LA, 2 gentlemen qualified to play a Lakers edition of Something, Nothing, or Everything. And first, why is an Anthony Davis story possibly a Lakers story? Well, I'll tell you. He has parted ways with his longtime agent, reportedly leaning towards signing with Rich Paul.
Everything.
Of
Once
Clutch
you say that, that's everything. That's all you have to say.
Clutch Sports, of course, represents LeBron James. Tell me, Paul, why is this everything?
No, you mean LeBron James represents Clutch Sports. You have it the opposite, Rachel Nichols.
It says everything. If New Orleans doesn't play well this year,
how could this not be a conflict of interest? How could the NBA allow LeBron James to basically be an under-the-table owner of Clutch Sports and have him sign NBA players to his agency? And I know that a lot of brothers are going to say, well, contractually, he's not directly aligned with Clutch Sports, but we know what the implications are here, brothers. I mean, let's be for real. This will truly be a litmus test for the conflict of interest dynamic, or at least the potential for there to be a conflict of interest dynamic. If Anthony Davis gets traded to the Lakers, all hell's going to break loose, man. I promise you that. And it will be interesting to see if Anthony Davis demands a trade, if Rich Paul brokers a deal to the Boston Celtics, a team and a franchise that is considered a top rival for the LA Lakers. I mean, honestly, has Rich Paul ever engineered any player movement that has run contrary to what will be best for LeBron James? I truly doubt that he has.
They're going to try to broker a trade to get him to Los Angeles. And what better guy to do that than Rich Paul, who pretty much controls the market? Guys are running left and right to be represented by him.
The real question is, would a team with LeBron James and Anthony Davis be a threat to the Golden State Warriors? I'm not quite sure that they would. I think that they would still need another superstar. Because LeBron James at this point in his career, I don't think that he would be able to nullify KD. But imagine if they traded for Anthony Davis and then were able to sign Kevin Durant in the offseason. That would be the guaranteed championship that I've been telling you guys about. So we'll see what happens. One thing's for sure. It certainly seems as if the Lakers have enough young pieces to be able to trade for Anthony Davis. So there's no doubt in my mind that they're trying to set some wheels in motion now with Anthony Davis signing to Clutch Sports.
I mean, this is just classic. I think they're
classic Lakers bullshit. For some reason and in some way, the Lakers always seem to be able to allocate the guys that they need to make a championship run.
I think there's some things that's going on in the NBA that we don't know about. It's just
talk about it, Paul Pierce. Let me rewind this back.
I don't be represented by him. I mean, this is just classic. I think there's some things that's going on in the NBA that we don't know about. It's just,
no, sir. You know that there are some things that we don't know about, but you're not at liberty to talk about them on television. That's what it's really about, sir. Because you're a former NBA player. You're not even just a former NBA player. You're a future NBA Hall of Famer. You have connections. So you know what's going on, Paul Pierce.
It's just, I don't know. Something's brewing.
Yeah.
Something's brewing.
Yes to that.
Definitely yes to that. That's why I think it's something, okay? LeBron is smart, man. Look who he's been working out with this summer. KD, free agent.
LeBron is smart in that he has a very good team. He's really more dastardly. He's trying to rig the game overall. He's trying to figure out a way that he can move all the chips to his side of the table so that he can win another championship, the third championship on a third different team, the fourth overall, and try to be able to use that and parlay it into look at what I just did. No other great player has ever led his team to a championship on 3 different franchises. That's going to be the linchpin for LeBron James to try to validate his claim that he's the greatest NBA player ever. So that's the end game here.
Free agent, Kawhi, free agent, now Anthony Davis. And look, Anthony Davis is the Golden State Warrior kryptonite. I think whoever gets Anthony Davis is going to have...
How could Anthony Davis be the Golden State Warrior kryptonite? He's faced them twice in the playoffs. The Warriors are 8-1 against him. He's not their kryptonite. That's why I state I'm not even sure if Anthony Davis being traded to the Lakers will give them the edge over the Warriors. What it would do is it would spice up the conference, but that's about it. To be honest with you, I think that it would be better for the NBA if Anthony Davis was traded to the Celtics, because he would make them a viable candidate to win the championship, definitely. As of right now, we look at the Celtics as a team that could take the Warriors to 6 or 7 very competitive games. But with an Anthony Davis, it will probably be a pick-em series between themselves and the Warriors, because Kyrie and Steph nullify one another. Anthony Davis would nullify KD. So then it will come down to Draymond and Clay and DeMarcus Cousins against Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Al Horford.
Is going to have the chance to knock off the Golden State Warriors, whether it's the Lakers or Boston or whoever that is. So there's that. Plus, we get to a certain stage where we start judging guys on their playoff success, and Anthony Davis is slowly getting to that point.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, I love that bit. Boston, though.
I'll say this about Anthony Davis, and I agree with George Sedano when he states that he's getting to that level where he's going to have to start to be evaluated based off of his playoff performances. But he answered a lot of questions for me last year. He was phenomenal against Portland, and he was very, very good, borderline great against Golden State. It was just, he was so outmanned.
So your guys in Boston are going to be in that sweepstakes too. If
things don't go well in New Orleans this year, and they're hovering around 500 or under 500, not looking like a playoff team, Boston's going to make a run at them, or the Lakers.
No, Boston and the Lakers are going to make a run at Anthony Davis. If the New Orleans Pelicans are floating around 500 or just below, look for Anthony Davis to demand a trade. And we'll see exactly how impartial Rich Paul really is. And if you're Adam Silver, you have to be watching for this trade, because if he gets traded to the Lakers, there are going to be claims of collusion all across the NBA. And with just due.
I guarantee you that he will not be in New Orleans by the end of the year.
Whoa. By the end of this year?
By the end of the year.
I agree with you, Paul Pierce. I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense, is that they're trying to set up a trade request. Because what else could be the reason why he would switch management or the agency that he's associated with 3 years left on his deal? What are you getting out of Clutch Sports that you're not getting out of your current agency? Unless one of the reasons why you're signing with Clutch Sports is a promise that you're going to get in more movies. Maybe Anthony Davis and the other Clutch Sports basketball players have been promised a role in LeBron James' sequel to the Michael Jordan film Space Jam. And they've been promised other roles in future endeavors. That may be a part of that pot.
Okay, if they're not playing well, he will not make it to All-Star Weekend.
I agree with you, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. This is going to be a fun season.
Yes, it is going to be a fun season, and this is how the NBA plans on making up the gulf between itself and the NFL. All of this intrigue is it's very, very akin to a soap opera. But anyway, peace.